Hi, my name's Samuel Evans. My instructor is Raul Vargas. Today I'm here to discuss physics and how physics relates with animation degrees. Um, Back in the day, whenever we did animations, it was pretty much all 2D environments, hand-drawn pictures, and pretty much had to make the pictures and build them like a flip book. Uh, not required filling it, pretty much drawing a lot of the same picture over and over and over, just moving a little bit more each time. But now we have computer technology, and with the computer technology, we're able to speed up the process quite a bit. So instead of actually having to draw so many frames, the computer will actually take point A, picture that you drew, and then point B, picture that you drew, and it will fill in the blanks in between with the rendering process. Now we start getting more into 3D environments and stuff like that. When we do these 3D environments, we can't exactly just draw in all the dirt being kicked up with the person running and how the person interacts with the environment or the environment interacts with the person around them. So we have to actually study the physics of how everything works and incorporate that into our design and animations. Let's see, pretty much if you created an environment without the physics in it, it's going to be very boring, very sterile. It's not going to be a good movie. I'm not going to want to watch it. You probably won't want to watch it. You're just going to, looks like a guy's pretty much floating across the ground with his feet moving, and nothing's going to be in tune, nothing's going to work right. It's not going to be cool. So, anyways, as I was saying, we take into effect our environment. If a person walks up and brushes up against another person, something's going to happen. They're not just going to hit that person and nothing happens. Their clothes are going to interact with the clothes that you're wearing, and they're going to move in conjunction with each other. The ground's going to vibrate. There's going to be vibration of the ground, the soil or the grass is going to move, or something's going to be kicked up. You might trip over a rock, and then you got to take into consideration gravity. When you're walking, when you have a big chain or something like that, it's not going to just sit there. It's going to look really boring and really sterile if that chain isn't moving. But whenever you have the physics involved, that chain is actually going to move in sync with you walking, and the gravity that takes effect with the way that chain moves, that is going to make a big difference in how realistic your picture is. A really good example of a movie, I think, would be Beowulf. I think we've pretty much all seen that, and pretty much that whole movie was rendered, and that was a pretty awesome feat with how realistic that movie is, I think. And there's a lot of things you got to take into consideration with that movie, because it's its own world, it's its own environment, and it's all things that are not real. That you got to deal with giants that don't walk like normal people. Something that's like 10 times your size is going to interact with the environment and with you a lot different than dealing with somebody just a few inches or a foot taller than you or something like that. You gotta take into account if there's things like magic and other small unworldly creatures that just don't move and interact like any other creatures or animals that are out here in the real world, and that's what makes it great. And that's what makes it a unique and interesting science, is because we actually have to recreate the physics of these non-existent ideas that we have actually created, and we actually get to recreate the physics of everything that doesn't exist and make it real. So that's the fun part of it. I mean, it's a lot of work and there's a lot that you got to put into it, but when you stop and think about it, it's actually amazing. The stuff that we can do now compared to what we did back, 10, 15 years ago, really. Um, Physics is something where there's always going to be rules. And you have to follow the rules of physics, because if you don't follow the basic rules of the physics, then nobody's going to believe what they're watching. But, I always say rules are meant to be broken, rules are meant to be bent, and they can be stretched out. And that's what makes it all that much more fun, and that's how you can create a wonderful fantasy environment using your physics that's actually believable, that makes somebody want to be there. They want to be a part of that world, they want to be in that world, they want to live it, and whenever that movie's over, they're going to be really, really sad, really upset that they can't be there again, but they can watch it again. I never think a movie's good the second time around, but, that's just my opinion. But there's lots of movies out there that I love, and the physics that, help make it more of a reality, make it a lot more fun. And, that's kind of important to me because I'm kind of a sci-fi buff, so, that's pretty awesome. So, anyways, that's my little spiel on physics and animation, and I'm going to put up a few clips here of some stuff that I really enjoyed that I like to give you guys some good examples of how physics make a movie all that much more better. Thanks. You guys have a great day.
Are you the one they call Beowulf? Such a strong man you are.